Hello. Welcome back to the Gilmore Girl Vlogs. So obviously for you guys, hopefully if I did it right, it's only been a day since the last episode, but it's been like a week or two for us.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a bit. I think Rachel's been like, I don't want to talk about stuff.
I really don't, and this is a perfect example of why I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I get it.
Relationships, man.
Uh-huh.
Lorelai. Ugh.
So this is episode 11, Paris is Burning, which, you know, the title refers to Paris's world is falling down around her, but it's like this thin, like it's a thin through line through the episode. Her parents are having a very public divorce. What this episode is really about is, I fucking knew it, Max Medina is not a good person. I don't like him.
Yeah, I get where he's coming from.
Sure.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you have to decide. I think we were just talking about this the other day. Like, are you willing to put up with everyone else's stuff to make a relationship work? Because everyone has...
Well, it seemed like he was willing to stick with Lorelai and all of her stuff until the moment his job got in question.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But even then, there's always a solution. The solution is never to be like,
bye.
We need to take some space. What the fuck? No. You both like each other.
Figure your shit out.
So why don't you, work on it together. If you can't figure it out together, then maybe you shouldn't be together at all.
Yeah.
I obviously have strong feelings about this.
Me too, quite a bit. I mean, I don't like Max very much, so like I'm glad that, well, hopefully this will be the last of that for a while.
I just hate it because a huge thing in this episode was Lorelai and Sookie sitting at that table, and Sookie is like, okay, well, it's 2 months in, like, okay, it's time for Lorelai to run away from her relationship because she's too scared and all that stuff.
You're right on schedule.
And, like, I get that, like, is it worth it? And, like, you question it, and so I guess Lorelai's pattern is to run away. Makes sense, she doesn't want to get hurt. She's got Rory to worry about. Yeah. And then she finally, like... opens up to him.
She tells him what happened. Like, I freaked out, and this is why.
And it happens. Like,
and he, like, I knew it was going to happen, too, because he's sitting there all smiley at the end. And he says, like, the dean called me to his office, and I was like, you fucking dick.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, trying to be flirty, and, like,
yeah.
He called me in, and, you know, he's like, he had some things that, you know, do you want to know what he said to me? And he's something about... you two kids need to make it work. Like, she's just trying to make light of the situation because it's obviously bad, but it happened. And he's still just like, you know, no, and probation, and my job, and my career. And then he's like, maybe we just need to take a break. And Lorelai goes, okay, with a big fake smile on her face.
Which, that hurts me even more, because she can't even, like...
she can't tell him, like, what the fuck.
No.
Anyway, so what happens in this episode is that...
yeah, that's basically...
what happens is, Lorelai and Max have been dating for a while. It's fairly heavily implied that they banged. I don't know if that's the first time. It doesn't really matter. It's been about 2 months they've been dating. And Max comes over for a date, and the timing is all wrong, so Rory's still in the house when Max shows up, and that's a no-no. So Rory and Max have a conversation while Lorelai's getting ready, and to be fair, at this point, Max is still being an okay guy, where he's like, hey, look, I like your mom, and this is awkward, but if things keep going the way I hope they will, we're probably going to have to do this again. So why don't we try to make, you know, you can call me Max, I can call you Rory, blah, blah, blah. And Rory decides she's going to do that. And she says to Lorelai at one point later in the episode, hey, what would you think if Max came skating with us? And Lorelai freaks out. Now, granted, she did freak out, and it's never a good idea to freak out, but I understand her freak out, which is, and she said it so well at the end of the episode, she says, I was worried what happens if we hurt Rory. And then right on the heels of that thought was, oh my god, what happens if I get hurt?
Yeah.
So that's what and it's parent day at school, so Lorelai's got to go in. And she doesn't want to because she doesn't want to see Max.
She's basically trying to avoid him.
Yeah, and break up with him in the lamest way possible, which is to slowly fade away.
The original ghosting, like...
just wants to fade away. But Lorelai, you know, Rory kind of, doesn't guilt trip her, but Rory drops some signs where she's like, I don't really give a shit what you're doing. But, like, leave me out of it. Yeah. Like, it's Parents' Day. You said you'd come.
Trying to get Rory and, like, to
involved.
give the book back and all that.
Yeah.
So Rory's like, no, this is your problem.
So, and you said you'd come to Parents' Day, so whatever.
Yeah.
So, they do come to Parents' Day, and Max is there. And then the class ends, and Lorelai sticks around to talk to Max. And she's trying to break up with him. And it's a really frustrating scene, but not in bad writing anyway, where it's like, God... like, I know that conversation pretty well from both sides, where it's like, Lorelai can't just nut up and say, this was a mistake, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, but we need to end it. And Max is too stupid for most of the conversation to realize that's what's going on.
Yeah,
and then he finally does.
And then he's so like, no, we're not breaking up.
Which
blah, blah,
bothered
blah.
me. Like,
what the fuck? When someone, you can't just, if someone's telling you how they feel, you can't. She's can't change that for them.
We need to break up. And he's like, well, I don't accept that. And she's like, well, you have to. And he goes, well, there's got to be something we can do. And she goes, no, there's not. And then he goes, well, there has to be. And I'm like, dude.
See, and he's fighting so hard then, which makes me so angry later
on. And then,
like, bye.
Then she's trying to give him back this book, and they kiss. And not they kiss. He
There's
kisses
just
her.
so much
it's his last.
there.
It's his last desperate move to keep him from running away. And to be fair, he's
she
right.
She wanted it too, though.
Yeah, he's right. She is running away.
Right.
So they kiss, and Paris sees them kiss through the window of the classroom. And there's a nice, like, good little, like, clueless high school '90s thing where she walks in the cafeteria, whispers to one person, whispers to another. It's all in one shot, and Paris starts walking down the aisle of the hallway of the cafeteria as the tables are. It's like that scene in Grease where what's her name? Fucking
Rizzo?
Yeah, Rizzo is pregnant. And they're at the drive-in, and she's like, "Look, I may be pregnant. Don't tell anybody." And they walk along, and as they're walking along, in the background, it's like people are leaning out of cars to whisper, like, "Blah blah blah, she's pregnant." Same kind of thing. So the whole school was like, "Hey, your mom is kissing Mr. Medina." Which is what Paris wanted because everyone's been bickering so much about her parents' divorce. It's a very public divorce.
Gets the attention off of her for a while.
There's one really fucked up line where they're like, one of the kids, I think it's maybe Tristan, is like, I heard Paris' dad has a hold of family in Paris. It's like, oof. That's rough. So,
rumors.
That happens. Lorelai and Rory don't even really get into a fight so much as Rory's like, what the fuck? You did this all wrong. Like, all these rules about protecting me, at this point they're just hurting me. I'm old enough now. Go ahead and date, but like we can't keep trying to keep everything separate. And then Lorelai and Max meet up in the coffee shop, and he's a big old coward, and let's go on a break.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, let's not even try.
Yeah, the best part of this whole episode has nothing to do with it. It has to do with Sookie finally asking out Jackson.
Yes, and I will admit that it's rare that I'm like ooh in a TV show. Not be like I'm like oh sick burn. Like I like clever writing, but like. It's rare that I'm like, oh, because it actually hurts. And there's a moment during that whole like, this makes where Sookie is telling Lorelai, you know, oh, it's 2 months in, this is what's going to happen, you're going to break up, and you're being scared, this is what you always do. And Sookie's like singing Ricky Martin songs and being all cute and Wes McCarthy fun. And Lorelai, who is stressed out and her feet hurt and she's tired, without thinking goes, oh, what do you know about it? You haven't been in a relationship in years. And the thing is, immediately on Lorelai's face, she's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like I'm
zero to jackass in 3.6 seconds.
I'm so sorry. And Sookie's like, "It's alright, your feet hurt." And Lorelai's like, "No, it is never okay."
Yeah.
And she's like, "It's hard. Like I work so hard." And then the whole episode, or Sookie and what's his name?
Jackson have
been doing their bicker thing they do, and at the end, she's just like he's doing a rant about something, and she's just smiling at him, listening to him be passionate, and he's like, "Jackson, what? Do you want to have dinner with me?" And he's like, okay.
Okay, so do you think that that's a good idea for a relationship or not?
A relationship? I have no idea. Jackson is a 1-note character, and Sookie is like a 2.5-note character at this point. I don't know enough about them. They seem to get along, they have a relationship, they have a history together, but I don't know.
Oh, you just...
I don't know. I don't know enough about them.
You don't care?
No, I mean, I care about Sookie, so I want her to be happy. But I don't know. Like, that's the answer. Like, I hope we get to see that date. I'd like to see more of them together. But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. The last thing I want to say is back on my whole I love Luke so much thing. When they're in the diner and they're talking about should we take Max skating or not, Lorelai has pulled out her old ice skates, which are all fucked up and rusted and messed up. And Luke is like, oh my god, can you even still wear those things? They don't fit anymore? And I'm like, I want to know when they met. Like, I want to know the whole story about how Lorelai found Stars Hollow, how she became part of the family. Like, I'm really interested in, like, I love the world so much, and I really want to see what happened. Anyway, so Luke clearly knows, like, you don't skate anymore, and those things are all fucked up. And he just goes, give me the skates. And she's like, why? I'm going to clean them, and I'm going to tighten the blades. And, so he leaves, and then Sookie's like, you get really good service here. Because, again, Luke really cares about them, which is, Max Medina might be dreamy, but he's a dick.
He's just really arrogant and self-centered.
Yeah, and I mean, he covers it up so well. Like, he doesn't seem to be most of the time. I've known a lot of people like that, where it's like, no, I'm here for you, and I'm here to cook, and like he made her dinner at the beginning of the episode, and blah 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 blah. But the moment like anything seriously could jeopardize his world, like he didn't give a shit about how awkward it was for Lorelai as a mother and as Rory, who's a student.
To like come to parents.
Yeah, he didn't think about any of that. The only time it became clear to him was when his career was not even in jeopardy, just like a little bit wonky.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyway, that's this episode. Paris is burning. Yeah. Rory's still dating Jesse? Is that his name?
No.
Not Jesse.
We'll get there.
Jesse is the other half. The two brothers from Supernatural are named Jesse.
His name is Dean.
Jesse and Dean, and that's why I fucked it up. His character's name
that is so funny that other guy's name is Jesse.
Yes, his Wait, there's another guy named Jesse? In this show?
Dean is his name.
In this show.
Let's just change the subject before I give something away.
Fair enough. My point is, the actor who plays Dean in this show plays Jesse on Supernatural, and that's why I got confused. I could be wrong about that too. But anyway, they're still dating. He's calling her a lot. So
no, it is, because all my students say that the hot one on Supernatural is Dean, and they're not talking about Jared Padalecki.
Well, apparently the hot one on Supernatural was like he's got the shorter hair, which I guess is the new thing nowadays. Like they replaced the hair and the eyes look with the shaved sides thing.
Yeah, that is nice. With like the
I guess
up.
The fill-in little look. Anyway, that's all for this episode. Next one is called...
It's called a fade, by the way.
Episode 12 it's called a douchebag haircut. Episode 12 is called Double Date. I don't know who that refers to.
Maybe it's Sookie and Jackson and...
Rory and Dean?
No.
So that's pretty much it. Emily does have one moment where she's like, she finds that, okay, I gave her a power to end it, but Emily did a thing. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
We don't need to talk about Emily.
She had a nice
Emily
moment.
things again.
Yeah, but she had a nice moment that I liked.
Oh, she's just calling Lorelai out for more shit again.
Yeah, but I love that scene where Lorelai is like full of tears about like, I don't know, Mom.
Hello.
Hello, puppy.
Pick a side.
I think she might be alright just staring out the window. Welcome back.